everyone, I'm Douglas E. Welch and welcome back to another episode of In the Garden for a Gardener's Notebook. For more information, you can always visit the website douglasewelch.com. There you'll find links to a Gardener's Notebook as well as everything else that I do. Well, here it is on a very warm and actually very beautiful December 28th day here in Southern California. It's a little unseasonably warm, which kind of conflicts with my Ohio upbringing, but we'll take advantage of this great day and we're going to actually do something we did almost exactly a year ago, and that is plant our onion sets. We picked up a bag of onion sets at the local home store, and we're going to put them right back in the same bed where we planted them last year. We're going to add a little bit of organic and general purpose fertilizer in here just to give them a little help, and then we're just going to fit up the ground and put them in there. Planting onion sets is one of the easiest things you can do in your garden and yields some of the biggest rewards because basically they're no maintenance. As long as you keep them watered, keep them weeded, and keep the critters out, basically they just produce, and in a few months we'll have a nice set of onions to use in the kitchen. Okay, so we got the fertilizer spread out. We're just going to use our handy dandy little electric cultivator here, our battery operated cultivator, to fit it all in and fit up this little circle, and then we'll put out the onion sets. So to improve this bed a little bit, I'm actually going to add just one bag of garden soil here to lighten it up a little bit, give the onions a little good head start in their growing here. It is a little bit of a hard pan underneath this bed because it hasn't been worked up in several years really deeply. This is where a tree was growing. There's still some roots down there that I can't get out. So we're basically going to mound up the existing dirt, mix this dirt into it, and it should result in a very nice bed. And so now we got everything fit in there. We've rolled that one bag of garden soil into the existing soil here. We're just going to kind of cone this area up. We've been meaning to put an edging around this bed. We have not yet made it. We're thinking perhaps one of our wine bottle edgings like we have in the backyard. You can actually see a video of that in my other previous videos on my channel. So right now we're just going to cone it up, make a nice little kind of raised bed with this, and then put the sets in. So here we are, our bed's all ready to go. I'm pulling out some of these little dayflower stems. It grows natively in here and it grows around this bed, so I just kind of let the tiller rip it up. But we got a fairly nice bed here, nice hilled up, and we're just going to plant these kind of reasonable distance apart. It says about 4 to 5 inches deep, so this soil is nice. We can just kind of push our finger right in there and just cover them up. And then we want to make them about, I'm thinking 6 to 8 inches apart as we go around this area here. Now we may end up having to find some wire or netting to cover this bed. We have troubles with animals digging in the beds. They don't eat anything. They're digging for grubs or other things, and what happens is they just end up kicking the onions and kicking the other plants up and out of the soil, which I come back and place them back in. But as you can imagine, that some of the sets don't survive that behavior. So we'll see how this works out. We'll see how much they want to dig in the bed, and if necessary we'll get some hardware cloth and make a little circle, sort of like we did for the lavender we planted a few weeks ago, just to give it a better start. But I'm just going to continue this process around this circle, again keeping kind of a regular distance between the sets, and that's pretty much it. We're going to water it in and we'll be all done with this project. Well, having finished with the onions, it didn't take too long, only took maybe a half hour or so to actually do the whole job. We noticed that some of our sweet potatoes, like one section of them, looks like it took the signal from the cold weather we had to start to die back, and these have been over 150 days, so we're going to start digging up and see what we find. Honestly, from right here I can see a small one just peeking out of the soil right over there in front of me, so we'll move the camera around and give you a shot of the bed as I dig these up. Couple larger ones we're getting on. Basically, as I work my way across this bed, they're getting bigger and bigger. I think as they get older and older and more established in there. And here are some of the fruits of our labors today. Got a couple nice big sized ones in here. Kind of showing you too here. Something like this, we probably anything smaller than this, we're probably going to plant right back in the soil, especially if there's good roots on it. But that's not a bad haul considering we only did about 1/3 of the bed this time, of the oldest section of the bed. That's certainly enough for a couple bowls of curry, a couple sweet potato purees to go along with some other meals. So definitely a good reward for the work we put in today. And so there we have it. A good deal of work. I'm a little tired after all this. Basically what I did, each time we do these sweet potatoes, it's kind of an experiment. So what I realized was the plants in the middle of this bed were the oldest ones. And that's where I got most of the bigger potatoes. I've decided to leave the vines on this end and on the end closest to the camera. They're the newer vines. They are already rooted themselves in the soil. They're already being productive. So we're going to leave those and start counting 150 days or so from maybe last week or whatever. And then we'll come back and do those two. Now something I've also done is the last time we did sweet potatoes, I actually took the vines that had roots on them and buried those and we planted them. In this case, we got a lot of small potatoes with lots of roots and nice taproot. And anything I found that was this big, a little too small for eating, we simply scattered back in this bed, part of the bed that we turned over, and we're going to see if they come up. I'm thinking that they actually might be more productive than the vines we planted earlier, since this will be officially their quote-unquote first year of growth, and so they should produce nice, vigorous vines from a true root, almost like you get if you were rooting up slips to plant normally in this bed. So again, a bit of an experiment, but we'll see. I think we're going to see some good results in the middle part of this bed, and then again, when the end beds are ready, we'll harvest those. And because we live here in Southern California and it's temperate all year round, we can basically grow sweet potatoes one after the other in kind of a succession planting, which is what I've basically set up here, and we'll keep doing it as long as they're willing to grow here. That's it for this episode of In the Garden. I hope you've enjoyed it. For more information, visit the website, douglasewelch.com. There you'll find links to a gardener's notebook as well as everything else that I do. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click that like button. It really helps people discover my other videos. Until next time, keep on growing, keep warm if you're in a wintry area, and keep on digging.